We're now going to move to 10.0, which is an action item. And this is a nomination of a board member. So do I hear a motion to nominate board member Anne Marie Green as treasurer secretary for the SCSBA?
Madam Chair, I move and make a motion for the board to approve the nomination of Anne Marie Green as the nominee for the Treasury Secretary role for the South Carolina School Board Association for the 2020-2021 term.
Thank you, Dr. Powers. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, so we have Dr. Powers and Mr. Anderson. And I am the one who added this to the agenda, so I'm going to talk about it, if that's okay. Ms. Green has expressed an interest in becoming an officer for the South Carolina School Boards Association, and I served in that role before, and it's wonderful for the school district, and it's wonderful for Ms. Green. You learn a lot, but you also have a voice at the state level, and you get to interact with people who are recommending policy, who are recommending budget changes. And it's just a great position to be. And so she expressed an interest in this, and I'd like to nominate her to be a candidate for the Treasury Secretary position. And does anybody have any questions or comments before we take a vote? Okay, hearing none.
Yeah, it took me a second because in our agenda item analysis, it says that the board, let's see here, yes, the board would like to consider Anne Marie for the position, but I understand that the nomination has to be actually made by a board member themselves. Because I mean, this is just the first I've heard of this, so I don't know how the board was asking for consideration when it hasn't been discussed up to this point. I'm just wondering, like, how does the whole nomination process work?
Well, Ms. Green asked me to consider her, so I am bringing it to the board as a consideration. I'm the one who has nominated her as board chair.
Okay.
I nominated her, and I'm asking the board to consider that nomination because I do require that the board has to nominate her. She can't just go on her own. So I'm the one bringing it to the board, and I'm asking the board to consider the nomination. Okay. Any other questions or comments, board? Okay, we'll take a vote. All in favor of nominating Ms. Green as a candidate for Treasurer Secretary for the South Carolina School Boards Association, please raise your hand. Okay. Any opposed? Anybody abstaining? So we have 6 in favor and 1 abstention, and it passes. I'm sorry. I missed. Who voted no? Jada, you voted no?
That's correct.
Okay, why did you vote no, if you don't mind telling us?
Yes, because I don't think our board officers understand their roles as officers. They can't make demands of other board members, and they're not allowed to meet as a group without conferring with the board. They are equal to us, but our board officers don't understand that. As Dr. Little told us, when you and I met that night, that he's made sure the officers are involved in everything. And I tried to explain to him that they don't get to make decisions on behalf of the board. They are equal to the board. We're all equal. So one's not above the other. So until the board officers understand their role, I won't be recommending them for any other officer positions.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Garris. And I just would like to clarify, since Ms. Garris brought that up, I have not discussed this with anyone. I added it to the agenda, and I'm bringing it tonight. And I think that first y'all knew about it was when I proposed it for the board to discuss out here in public. We have not had any discussions outside of this room regarding this nomination. So I just want to make sure that everyone knows that I did not do anything untoward in this nomination. So right now.
And Ms. Smith, would you mind, because you've been through this before, I know we're running late, but 30 seconds of how the process goes now, like with over the summer, that it's not a shoe-in, that it's just, I'm a candidate now.
Right. What we're doing is the South Carolina School Boards Association has sent out a nomination form, and they said, is there anybody you would like to nominate? And so all the positions are open, the open board of director positions, and every position on the executive team is open except for the president. That one just automatically moves up. And so at that point, any board can recommend someone, and then at that point they go and have an interview, and then they meet before the committee, the nominating committee for South Carolina School Boards Association, and then they make a recommendation. And then when we go to our December conference, the entire body of the South Carolina School Boards Association will vote at that time. And so I just thought Ms. Green would be an excellent candidate, and I just thought it would be good for them to consider her for that role. So that's how that came to be. Okay,